My name is Turner Cooper. I am 28 years old. I identify as a black, cisgendered, same gender loving, or queer man. And my pronouns are he, his, and him.
My name is Victor Carrington. I'm 46 years old. I classify myself as gay, and my pronouns are he, him, and his. You know, I've grappled and struggled with this whole sexuality thing probably until about 5 years ago. It's, in the African American community, it's really tough to be who you are. I wouldn't even stand beside, if it was a group of us taking photos, I wouldn't get too close to a group, to anyone in the group, because I didn't want anyone to look at that picture and say, what's going on with this group of guys right here? You know, I wouldn't post stuff on social media of me and a group of guys. I wouldn't. Not that I wasn't comfortable, I just didn't want to hear any backlash from anyone.
I appreciate you sharing that.
It literally, and I'm, mind you, in my late 30s doing this, literally uncomfortable being who I am.
For me, I hear the same struggle of internalized homophobia that I struggle with.
You know, in a way, we all deal with it. When did you know you were gay?
That's the thing, is I don't identify as gay. That has never been a term that I could accept because it was always used as the thing to go against me. And so, like, I knew that I liked boys. I remember in first grade having interesting feelings and experiences. And so I remember in high school grappling. But the thing is, in high school, I was dating. I was trying to be as heteronormative as possible.
Right, of course.
And in my attempt to pass, in my attempt to not be clocked, I had to adopt toxic behaviors that weren't becoming of who I was. So I'm sitting here trying to figure out who I am in high school. But it wasn't until I left Texas that I was really able to accept who I was. We're talking about Pride Month. Like, there's still a level of proximity and distance that I have to being able to embrace June as this month that has been that is meant to solely celebrate me, because I feel like it only celebrates parts of me. I don't want to continue to have to compartmentalize my identity, and I want to be able to learn to be able to celebrate all the parts of me.
You know, for me to have to openly, you know, talk about being gay and this and that, like I said, it took years for me to get there. And there are days that I still struggle with it. But now I'm kind of in my 0 F's given zone. Well, I just really don't
you're 47. You can kind of do that. You got some clout.
I'm really in that place right now.
I'm still trying to build it.
But it took a lot because I had to identify myself as who I am. And it took a long time for me to even love myself. I was always a soft-spoken kid. My voice have always been this way. My mom could call home when I was younger, and my two sisters and I, when they answered the phone, she couldn't identify which one we were. All of us always sounded the same. I get yes ma'am on the phone. They know who I am, but it's still yes ma'am. And one of the most humiliating times I had with that, I was at a cookout restaurant in Durham, North Carolina.
Oh, come on now. You can't cookout, that's a good look.
I was at a cookout, and I was in the drive-thru, and I gave the girl my order, and she kept saying yes ma'am. I said, no, I'm not a ma'am. And she just kept saying ma'am. And I thought, okay, this is gonna be a mess. So when I drive to the window, she's at the register and she had her hand on the window and she slid it open, she looked at me and she looked in the car and she slammed the window and ran to the back. So I'm thinking, oh, well, what's wrong with her? You know, I look at my phone or something and I look up almost, I would think every employee that was in there at that time was at that window looking in my car, because my voice was so soft, and all they saw was, and at that time I was 260 pounds, and all they saw was this big black man, and they were just, and I felt like I was a circus act, and it was so humiliating, I just drove off. It was just horrible to be treated that way, and to be treated that way by black people.